Hello and welcome to another episode of Solo No More. I'm your host, Catryce, and let me just tell you, I'm so excited to be here. As always, I'm so excited to record these episodes. Today is probably going to be the shortest episode that I've recorded thus far, other than probably the pilot, but that's okay. I am really excited to kind of just dive into this because it's short, it's sweet, but I feel like you can walk away with a lot. So before I really dive in to kind of, I posted a question on Threads. I'm going to read the responses and that stuff. But before I dive into that, I want to talk first about when you are scrolling online, when you're reading a comment section, all that good stuff. Try hard to not play into the comparison game. Everyone is on a different path. Everyone has different priorities. Everyone's journey just looks different. And it's okay you if you're just not in the same place as others. Now, that seems like this really deep lead up, and it's really not that deep of an episode, but I just feel like it's so important. It's a good reminder because I feel like so often we can get caught in that game, that comparison game. So let's dive into the question I asked on Threads. I asked this a couple hours ago, and I had a few responses, which was really nice. The question is, if I gave you $250 right now for your business, what you investing in? And the answers that I got were printer for my coloring books, a nugget ice maker for the office. They'd be giving away a scholarship to someone who is wanting to work with them, small business expenses. And I asked the person who said small business expenses to kind of dive deeper into that because obviously that is so broad. And there are so many different expenses that come with running a business. So they said a monthly membership course to continue my biz education, branding materials like hang tags, shipping materials, software, product samples, etc. The next person said that they would invest in courses that would help them sharpen their skills. I kind of asked them to dive a little bit deeper into that because I was like, what skills are you wanting to kind of sharpen? And they said that they would want to work on copywriting, Canva designs, and video editing. The next person said marketing, and then I had someone say my Amazon order that's filled with needed inventory. I asked for a little bit deeper dive into that, and they said products for their combo deal, and their combo deal is a brow wax and eyelash cluster. And finally, the last person said Facebook ads. And it's super interesting reading through all of these to see what people are prioritizing in their business. Like, usually online you're going to see people pose the question of like, if I gave you, not necessarily if I gave you, but it'll be like, if you got 100K right now, how would you spend it? Or if you got $1 million, how would you spend it? And those large sums of money, you're doing a lot more like future thinking versus like right now thinking, where that's kind of one of the reasons that I posted this, is because asking $250 to, we're going to say, the adult brain, because when you think about your concept of money growing up, very different from where it is now. Like $100 when you were like 10 years old was like $1 million, because you could buy so many candy bars at the store, or you could get so many ice cream cones from the ice cream man. Concept very different now that you're an adult. But $250, can, even though it does not seem like a lot, it can make a really big difference in your business. Like, you don't really know what that money could really do for someone. That being said, if I were to be given $250 right now, what I would invest it in is an annual subscription. And the reason for this being is that I find it to be so stressful to have a lots of different month-to-month subscriptions. So right now, I have Flowdesk, I have Honeybook, I have Stan, I have Google Workspace. I have all these different subscriptions, and like, these are all really essential parts of my tech stack. And so what I am really working towards is moving everything to not monthly subscriptions, moving everything to annual subscriptions. So then when I have slow months, I'm not stressing about whether or not I'm going to be able to afford like my business bills, essentially. Also, the nice thing is that with annual subscriptions, you kind of get a little bit of a discount. For instance, I was looking at HoneyBooks today because someone asked me for my referral link, and I was like, I've been on HoneyBook for years at this point. I kind of wonder what their sign-on deal is nowadays. And I took a look, and when you're signing on for an annual subscription with them, you get 2 months free. So really you're paying for 10 months. And so you're saving money in your business. And I would just, to any new business owner, to any business owner, I would say really try to move towards having, when you know that a system works for you, a platform works for you, and that this is going to be like a core part of your tech stack, put yourself on an annual subscription. You're going to save some money. And also then you can start doing some more budget planning in terms of like planning out your year around like, okay, I need to be able to make sure I have X amount of dollars to pay for this subscription at this, like on this day and everything. And so that is like my little knowledge bite for you today is, one, to just think about if you were to be given $250 right now, what would you invest it in? And then also to just consider when you are signing up for subscriptions and when you find platforms that you really like to use and that you know you are going to continue to use. Like I said, I've been using HoneyBook for years. Move over to an annual subscription. Save yourself some money. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning into Solo No More, and I'll chat with you next week.